good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world excuse me, you are in. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I've been sick, going stir crazy. Look, I'm even abusing the color wheel. But I thought I would do something a little different today. A little different. I'm going to get a little political. And for this reason, normally I'll talk about, celebrity mess, the Royals, which those dirtbags got me demonetized. I know it's you Royals. I know it is. You sensitive people, all sensitive, talking about Prince William. Man, look. They're not doing anything for you but asking for more money, but then you want to demonetize me. And you Royals reporters, he's paying you peanuts. As rich as he is, he's cheap as hell. But I digress. Talk a little bit about American top politics. Because many people within the United States are waking up politically. Now, when you wake people up politically, they're like this. Okay, they're pointing all over the place. They know they want to do something. They don't know what it is, but they want to do something. And then they normally run out and do the wrong thing. Right? Now, look, even him, he's like, oh my God, I don't believe this, right? I don't care what anybody says. He is a secret liberal, maybe even progressive. I don't know. Depends on who pays the most. That's just my opinion, right? But the United States is turned upside down on immigration. And I have a friend, I know her for a long time, and I know you're going to watch this, Green. Yeah, I know, I'm still sick. Excuse me. And this is all about immigration, right? How can I say this? It doesn't matter. I'm already demonetized. It doesn't matter. You can't. Okay. You have people from other countries that came under refugee status. Now, there wasn't any fighting or anything like that in these countries. There wasn't. They're moving or migrating to where the money is, or at least they believed the money was there, based on what they were talking about, right? Joe Biden, I don't know, he looks different than what he used to, but I'm not going to get into that. I don't want my channel taken away from me. And then you have this, I call her a Fruit Loop. I don't like people that pretend, or pretendians, right? She was Indian all this time, and all of a sudden she's like, oh, sister girl, yeah, I went to Howard University, and yes, I was with downtown Willie Brown while he was married to his wife, and I was 29, and he was, all that crazy stuff, right? That is a mess, a complete mess. But besides her having her identity crisis, and the Indian population don't want nothing, no thing to do with her, right? Nothing. But they opened up the door to this. 30 million people walked through and got better treatment and were giving an elite status over everyone, right? Everyone, not everyone, I'm sorry, not everyone, everyone, okay? Everyone. Because the Democrats needed a, a voting a voting base, because Black Americans for the longest time were a voting bloc. Yeah, I was a dumb one, and you can see because I abuse the color wheel, right? I abuse it. So I'm a liberal. I'm an old school liberal. These liberal here, they look, look. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Because you change your hair pink, purple, you're a feminist, and you hate men, you hate your male cousins, you hate your dad, you hate everybody, you hate anything that starts with an M, right? But you're fighting for illegal immigrants. They got men in there too. And you're fighting for them to stay here. But here's the thing, here's the thing. They don't live in your neighborhoods. No. Because you live in Republican cities, towns, township, okay? Boroughs, rural cities, rural towns, parkways, whatever. You don't live in a democratic city. You don't. So that makes you a thief and a liar. Okay? I'm already demonetized. It doesn't matter. I've been demonetized for what, about a year and a half? Almost 2 years? You're a thief and a liar. You're a liar because you want people to stay in this country to vote Democrat, right? To vote Democrat. And you want these people to vote for your interest. And that has nothing to do with everybody else. Everybody else is like, look, I'm tired of aborting the ship. Um, I'm tired of the way schools are going, and you have lap dances and pole dances in elementary schools, all this other. Nah, I don't want it, right? But you know that these people, which Joe Biden, you are a slick SOB. You're slick. Because what you did was you gave them IDs, right? You gave them IDs. You didn't give them green cards. You didn't give them stability. They bought. Oh, you sneaky bastard. You gave them driver's license, which gives you the right to vote by having a driver's license. Okay, this is the slick stuff. What he did. This is the slick stuff. What he did, right? Then you have people like Roland Martin, who's Haitian American. He, this is some diabolical stuff. Diabolical, okay? Because you have, I think he's either from Haiti or born in the U.S. I gotta do a little bit more research. I just think he's. That's not okay. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. But people like him, who's supposedly to be the black person whisperer, which he lost all credibility because she let it slip. I mean, look, she oh my goodness, you can't make this stuff up. She gets over $1 billion, what, a billion two, whatever it was, and then she manages to go over to $20 million, right? But he, as a little known secret, that he got over $1 billion when he ran the first time. He got over $1 billion. So she got a lot of money too and screwed it up. Now, when she was asked, because Morgan and all these people were pissed off, they went to the White House. This is how you know all these people get money. She's talking about Divine Nine, all these sororities and fraternities, and they're keeping everything amongst themselves and not for the masses. This is what you don't get. These people here only are for their groups, and they use us to vote them in, and then they give us little trinkets here, trinkets there, while they're saying, "Oh my goodness, the Republicans are for big business." Shut up. Shut the heck up. So are you. You have all these billionaires that backed you. Morgan and Morgan backed you. Um, all these other um, corporate interests that backed you and gave you money. Okay? And then you had this fool right here. I mean, it was so funny because he was so pressed for the Democratic. Look, the Democratic Party ignored him. Joe Biden ignored Roland Martin. Um, Kamala Harris ignored him until she needed him, and then she comes to him for an interview to get to the other communities that she didn't get. So he has senior what Gen X on up. Nobody young listens to him, and and because of her, he lost all credibility. And when she said, "Oh well, I paid for interviews," she said, "I paid for interviews." Now, this is a double slap. He got 300 some odd $1,000 from her, right? But she gave 8 million to Oprah Winfrey. She gave like 5 million to Beyonce and everybody else, and he get $300,000. You still got jerked around, Roland Martin. I mean, look, Kamala is a gift that keeps on giving. She's like the Amber Heard of politics. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right? So let's get back to the illegal immigrants. So now, you have complete chaos and mayhem. You have ICE on the streets. Let me, please, people. ICE has been around for about about 22 years, and they're a part of Homeland Security. Homeland Security was um, that's George Bush Jr.'s baby that he developed, and then immigrant, what is it called? Immigrant Custom Enforcement came out in 2004. So it's about 24 years. Now, these are federal police officers, and their role is to remove people that were here illegally, stayed too long, and they need to go, right? But who knew? Who knew that this doily right here was going to open a border and allow 30 million people within the United States? He did that and still lost. He did all that and still lost. Now look, he goes onto this black show called, and I don't even call them black, man, they're Democratic shields, right? The Breakfast Show, Charlemagne the God, and okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone. DJ Envy and Angela Yee, she left by that time. Smart woman, she knows when things are going downhill. He says, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Now look, with my mismatched colors, right? You're saying that this man is a racist. Okay, fine. Let's go along with your narrative. He's a racist, right? But he's a proven racist. I'm not even going to go back to 1990 with the 1994 crime bill. I don't even need to go there. I can go back before that. In the late 70s, he was running around calling people um, the N word with the hard R. Oh, just, and he's on the floor. And his mentor is Strong Thurman, Bird. Oh man, oh those old school racists. You know, I mean, the old school racists to where they'll go ahead and slap a fried chicken out of a black man's hand. That kind of racist. Him. He didn't want black children going to school with his children because black Americans, black, are predators. Look, let me help you out here. Let me help you out here. No, black people aren't predators. You have to have something that we want. And the only thing that we want is justice. And you're not given that. So how stupid. Stupid, right? There's nothing wrong with being a nationalist at all. Now you have no problem. This is the kicker, liberals. You have no problem people from coming from around the world and right over here, that person has their flag. These people are coming up here waving their country's flag under democracy. Can I tell you something? We are not a democracy. The fact that you call the United States a democracy is a huge problem. That means that the school system, or shall I say the Board of Education, federal, the Department of Education, is not doing its job. That the people do not know, nor do people actually pick up a book and absorb the information. No, they just want a computer to hit them upside the head, or if not, watch a video, and then they're completely informed. Go figure, right? Well, when they wave their flag on the U.S. soil, that's okay. But when you have this man who says that he's a nationalist, he's a racist. Now, again, I don't know the man personally, I don't. And if he's a racist, I don't know. And nor do you. Because racism is an action, okay? It requires an action. And when I ask people, what has he done, right? What legislations, bills did he put forward to lessen, or shall I say, to put minorities and black Americans in a trick bag? What? I know what he has done to black Americans. Now he's giving Democrats are giving minorities everything. And in fact, this is wild. This is wild. Now the person who is a racist is Ann Coulter. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe she said this. She said civil rights belongs to black Americans, to the blacks, right? Not to immigrants, not to LGBTQ, not to white women. None of those, but to black Americans. And that was done by the Democrats, right? Now, and then if you want to call people racist, start with him. That's a good place to start. That's just my 2 cents. And everything that I said, you can fact check it. I don't care what you think. Everybody has the right to think whatever they choose. But however, what I'm saying is backed up by facts and history. You can go back and check it out. It's there. It's on YouTube. Check it out. But Now that you have, I'm going to finish my thought about the ICE agents. Now that you have these ill-informed liberals, which, if you understood what a liberal is, and you're running around with pink hair saying you want more government, you're not a liberal. Liberals are for smaller government. Do more, do for yourself. Not government give me everything. That right there is socialism breaching on communism. And you scream all these things and you never been to one. Or if, yes, Green, I'm making fun of you, if you vacation there for about a month or two, whatever it is, um, that's a month or two. Now you have people that have lived under that type of government and they fled. Now the thing is this, you never ask them, why did you flee from your country? You never ask that because you don't want to hear it. You have this fantasy within your head of what you think it is until you put that mess all over us, and then we all have to live under your delusions of what you think it is. And then once you get it, then you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I was delusional. You know, my taxes are so high, I had to eat cat food because I couldn't afford vegetables. Wait, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. No, no, I'm not. But that's what's going on. You have these young people running out, stopping federal agents. Now, you all are getting away with this stuff because, how can I say this? I'm already demonetized. Look, you have been getting away with this because you're middle class white people. That's the only reason why. Now, if you were poor and black, you'd have been shot and eliminated day one, standing in front of police officers, ICE federal police officers, doing their job that they were supposed to do. Now, this is the kicker. This is the kicker. You don't want them in your damn communities. That's the thing. You want the right, but not the responsibility. You don't. You just want the right. Yeah, yeah, go back and hit. That was me 30 years ago. You see, I had pink hair. And yes, I wore a mohawk. And yeah, I was real skinny. Man, I could go back. I could go back 30 years. But you're fighting for something that you don't fully get. You don't fully get it. You don't. When 30 million people come through, walk through, they need a place to live. People in California, the entire state of California, they have tent cities. They don't have homes anymore. You want to know where those homes are going to? People that are illegal. Yeah. Now, you jumped through hoops to get a mortgage for your home. You had to have 6 months of bank statements. You had to work for a job for 5 years. You needed a credit score of 700 or above. These people don't even have a social security card, nor money. And they get these Democrats saying, hey, we need these people, and we're going to give them homes. And then you see people doing interviews, oh yeah, I'm from Venezuela, and I had to wait 2 years to get my dream house. 2 years? Get the fuck out of here. Really? That's crazy. And the fact, the fact that you are doing this now, I think some of you are getting paid to go out there and protest. That's just my 2 cents. But the fact that you're protesting for this, right? For this. Now, what you don't understand, these people right here are extremely conservative, very conservative. You wouldn't believe it by the wilds of what they do in their country, but they're conservative. And they're going to come in. They're not going to maintain this culture. No, this culture, no, no, no. We're not here to integrate. We're here to take and send back to our countries. Now, this is some deep stuff, man. You all don't know what the hell you're doing. But we were giving money. I'm going to use Honduras because I researched it on my other channel, Politics with Laura. Go check it out. But Honduras was getting $91 million a year. And you're like, that's not a lot of money. Well, they have 6 million people. Most people came up here and they're sending money back. Now, every month, Honduras gets $30 million every month. Pay attention. Outside of the $90 million, Honduras gets $30 million a month. You want to know how much that is per year? $3 billion. And you got to ask yourself, why is Honduras still in a horrible state? Why? You get 90 million from the USA. Then you get 3 billion from the people abroad. It sounds like people do not know how to spend money. They're just laying around lavishly while you're foolishly sending money back home and not requiring anyone to get an education, to not need you. No. And then when you screw up, wait a minute. Well, I mean, it's such faulty logic. It's faulty. So when you screw up and get kicked out of the country, deported, you're going to have a hard time adjusting, and so are they. They're going to be mad at you because you were the gravy train and they didn't think about getting an education to up themselves, and you didn't demand them to get an education to become more than what they were. You didn't demand it. You didn't demand it at all. So when you get back home, you are the scumbag of the century, and they're going to throw you out, and you're going to be living next to the rats by the sewage. And it shows you how grateful they are. They treat you like dirt because you gave them a life without them ever having to work. You can't make this up. You can't. But what the liberals do not understand, okay, they don't. Liberals don't these new school liberals do not understand much. They don't. They are betting on, what is it called, the modern money, what is it, the modern money theory. Okay, the fact that it's a theory is a problem. They're using a theory. A theory is not a proof. It's still a theory. And as you look at it, you ought to see that the theory isn't working, and you need to kick it out and adjust some things and do things differently, because just printing money on top of money on top of money on top of money to support them to live in 5-star hotels while in New York, wherever it is, while you have homeless veterans. I don't know why anyone would want to go into the military when you have these scumbag politicians who do not even care about the veterans. And the elderly in Rhode Island were put out of their living quarters to put illegal immigrants there. I mean, look. You get what you get if you vote them in, knowing what their platforms are. Sorry, their platform is, and it's still more immigration. They need more people to come in to vote for them because no one trusts them. And I'm not even going to get into what's happening over there in Minnesota. I don't need to. Oh my goodness. Everything's oh my goodness. The Democrats, they are hiding. The only one who can't hide because she has so much heat on her is Ilhan Omar. I want to know, Nancy Pelosi, where are you? This is your baby right here. Your baby. Elizabeth Warren, where are you? You're nowhere to be found. Probably hiding under some kind of Indian casino. Oh man. Oh goodness gracious, my throat's starting to hurt. But oh, I didn't mean to talk this long. But I just wanted to do something a little different because I see a whole lot of stuff going on, and I thought I would do it on Big Girl Diary because there's more to me besides that, and I think I might do a little bit more social and slight small politics. But if you're seriously into politics, go to Politics with Lauren. But on that note, this person right here, this right here is in Haynes Point in DC, and that person is looking at Reagan National Airport where that disaster happened. But on that note, please like, subscribe. If you want to help me since I'm demonetized, Big Girl Diary, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, every penny counts. Since I'm demonetized, they cut off my members. But I'm not going to stop with my color wheel abuse. But on that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.